Hi there and welcome to I Can Make That. This is Jen and I wanted to show you today what you do when you get an image that is sort of a mess from online. We've all had to work with images that are less than ideal because we download them from Etsy or from somewhere on the internet, or even bring in our own by taking a snapshot, and we end up with an image that has a million layers. This Mickey is an image that's done by Cricut. And if you look over here on the side, you'll see that there's a group. They're all highlighted. There aren't that many layers. You've got your tongue, your collar, your pants, your face. Overall, it's actually not bad at all. Now, we're going to come over here to this Minnie Mouse. Minnie Mouse I got from the internet somewhere. I think I bought it from somebody. And when I go to her, look over here at the amount of things that are just ready to be cut out just to make her. This is crazy. And if I wanted to sit there and piece this together forever, it's as bad as a puzzle. So sometimes when you get an image like this, what you need to do is figure out how you're going to clean it up. And that is what I'm going to show you. So I'm working on this whole file for somebody, and they wanted a Minnie Mouse birthday image. So I liked this one, but as I said, it's kind of a mess. So what can you do to fix this? The first thing I'm going to do is ungroup. And I'm going to take a look at what I've got going on here. The problem with a lot of the images you buy on the internet is that people make these, they turn them into SVGs and save them without ever actually looking at what layers they have. Here you can see, all right, we've got that part of her dress and this part of her dress. And then I've got this part as well. Okay, so we've got 3 sections there plus this one. And then we've also got this section as well. And then this part is her face. So these are all parts of one dress, all of those. The black part is probably going to be a big mess as well. I'm going to guess that, see, as you can see here, we've got lines that were caused when they created the image. These lines don't belong there. This one doesn't belong there. So a lot of things have to be deleted to be cleaned up. Now, of course, the problem is once you get done cleaning this whole image up and it looks great, you're going to have that be part of another file. So what I usually do is once I finish making this image, I'm going to save this as another file, and then I'm going to be able to create whatever I want to use her for in the file I've already cleaned up. I wish there was a way to just save this image on its own so I could bring it into a project, but I don't know if that's possible. So back to this. Things that we'll clean up, and I can blow this up a little bit more here. Okay, so as you can see, there's some sections here that don't need to be there. That doesn't. Oh, now, do you see what they did? Okay, so actually, I'm going to undo that. So I do want this in her glove, but I don't want it to be a piece I have to glue on. So to do that, I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to slice. And now I can get rid of this and still have that behind in the black section. There's always 2 pieces because it cuts out the white part too. So now that I'll be able to put on my black background. All right, now we're gonna have to do the same thing with this, because again, we have that, and we have this section here and this piece here. So what I need to do with that, I'm gonna shift and click so I have both of those selected and slice it. And now I should be able to delete that and the little piece it cut out of that. So that's just white behind it now. Now you notice this other black part went away. That's because this moved to the front. So you're going to go up to Arrange, move to Back, and now I can select that and this. I have to make sure that I don't drag over it because then it'll select other elements and it won't let me slice. So I need to just select this, and then I can hit Slice. All right, and that's now gone. Yeah, okay. So now this is going to go in there like that. But as you can see, there's another little piece down here. I'm going to blow this up even more. All right. And you can see, look at this little piece down here. I'm going to have to move that to the back again. Okay. There, that little piece. It's just something else that the machine is going to want to cut out, and I don't need that. It just muddies up the file and makes your Cricut do a lot more work, just like right here. Do you see all these little pieces? I'm never going to glue all of those pieces onto this. That's just crazy. In fact, I'm going to take a look and see if I put this behind it. I'm going to send it to the back. Okay, what do I have? So the piece over here, I don't even need that little piece there. This one here that it wants to put in there, again, that's a piece I don't need. These pieces, this little one here, I'm not going to want to cut that out and glue it on, but I do need to do something about it. So I'm making this bigger. This piece here, I'm going to delete. But here, I'm going to need to connect this if I want this to be a piece that all cuts together. Or I could just get rid of it. Again, let's see what it looks like. Okay. So, really, it doesn't really do a lot for the image, so I'm just going to get rid of it. I could put a piece together and weld it, but that's going to be a lot more work for not a whole lot of gain. Same with this little piece here. I'm just going to get rid of it. So now this is more cleaned up. These are all things that could be cut. Now, is it worth it to have this disconnected like that? I could weld this together and make one piece, and then that I wouldn't have to glue this on separately. So to do that, I'm going to have to make this a little bit smaller. Okay, to do that, I need to bring in a shape, like a square. And then whenever you bring in a shape and it's a square, it puts it up in the top corner of your document. So you need to find it and bring it over here. Okay. And actually, sometimes I like to duplicate my square just because I want to have a second one just in case I'm going to need another square. I don't have to go all the way back up there. So I'm going to bring this down and I'm going to make this all bigger. And you can see here, I'm going to move this black out of the way and I'm going to connect this by making a little bridge. So here we go. Alright, and I'm going to get this all connected here. Like that. Alright, and if I do that, a little bit more of a tilt. It's got a little bit of a curve there, which I don't love, but I can always fix it with my scissors. So let me just see what this looks like. I'm going to highlight those there and I'm going to hit weld. Ugh. It's kind of ugly. It's not a very smooth cut. But let's see what the what this Oh, we don't need the black that. We want the black piece behind it to see what it looks like if I've connected them. And sometimes you just have to play with it until you're happy with how something looks. I can go back in with some small pieces to chop this out by slicing it so that it'll cut smoother, but I wanted to see if I even liked it in the first place. And I think that'll look good when I back out of this. All right, now what is going on down here? It looks like they've stuck a white piece on. Yes, they have. All right. So that piece, I just don't think that even needs to be here. I'm going to get rid of that. And this piece here. I'm going to clean up some of these other little pieces. Why this piece is a different color, I don't really know, but I don't even think we need to have it. There we go. And again, this is another example of, honestly, most of the Disney ones, if you look, they have it like this. They don't even have this piece on here as a back part of the shoe. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to get rid of that, and I'm going to get rid of this because it really isn't lending much to this image. So now if I go back over here and look at my layers, I have all these weird layers. This one, what is that? If I do this, I don't even know what that is. Let's see if we hide it. Okay. Make it smaller in case there's something I'm missing. Oh, it's part of her dress. Okay. Back to the dress again, which honestly I don't like the color of this because it's messing me up with her skin tones. So I'm gonna change her whole dress to be this blue color here. So let's just drag these down to blue. There we go, and that. There we go. Okay, back to layers. Now I can see what I'm doing a whole lot better here. So what I'm going to do now is connect some of this stuff, I think. Although it's just 4 pieces, and oops, oh, I lost my grouping. Let's see. We'll put these back and see. Maybe I won't weld these. I think they're actually looking pretty good how they are here. So I'll leave all that. I'm going to put her hand back here, and then I need to check the layers list again. What do we have at this point? I've gotten rid of most of the extra stuff, and I see that I won't be cutting out too much now. This is all connected, which is good. And you can always go back in with squares and different shapes to weld and slice together things, but in the end the whole point is to have a really clean image, something that looks like what Cricut would have done. Now this here, I still want to fix what I welded. And what do you do to fix something like that? There's a few different ways to do it. Basically, I cut in with shapes to get what I like the best. So that's what I'm going to do in this case here. I'm just going to turn it, and I know that if I cut this straight, and I'm going to bring this to the front, it's going to be too boxy if I do that. If I just slice it off like that, well, actually that might be okay. All right, so and slice that, and then see what it looks like. And then if I hate it, I can always go backwards, but that's not too bad. So I think that'll work. If I really need to smooth something out with my scissors a little bit, I can. I generally don't like to do that because then the next time I have to make it, I need to smooth things all over again. So I generally try to fix it. And what is this piece over here? All this looks good, and then you've got this weird blue piece. Anyway, we'll figure out what that is. I'm guessing that is something that I don't want. Let's see. Interesting. All right. If I move this out of the way, I can grab this. I can move that out of the way. I can grab it now. Ah, this was that shoulder piece over here. Okay. I'll keep it. So that's pretty much how you clean up an image. Hopefully that wasn't too tedious for you to watch, but the point is that these images that you buy, they're a mess, and a lot of things need to be welded and sliced and cleaned up. Delete all the extra things you don't really need. And then you can have something that you can actually work with and that won't give you a headache to try to make in the end. So this one goes like this. In fact, I could weld this together and I could make that one less piece for myself, and I think that I will, just because this is just an extra piece. Move this out of the way. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to unlock and I'm going to drag this over so that's connected here. There we go. And now I can select that and this and hit weld. And now I've got one piece. So it'll cut that out and that'll look just fine. And that's one less thing I have to glue on. So there you go. And much better. Okay.